Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the Book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
We are off and running. It is a full house. Farra's back. Internet's good. We are live on YouTube and live on Twitter. Replay what is up, Night Owls. He is the Boston. He is the Book. Dave Sharapan, the Bostonian Matt Perrault. I'm saying so many times, getting confused. At Boston versus the Book on YouTube. At Boston versus the Book on Twitter. We're going to Denver today with Mr. Sharapan. How are you, sir? On this, I don't know what day it is. Tuesday, right? It's
Tuesday.
I don't know what day it is. Tuesday. Yes.
Yeah. First of all, I'm good. It's Tuesday. Yes, I got some people in here watching from I was doing shows all morning talking about different things. You and I were talking about chickens and all kind of other stuff. Farrah's internet is strong like bull. The show is ready to go. Not talking about bulls, maybe talking about horses still. What are we talking about?
Well, you can swear today at least. So you got the reins taken off you for today.
Yeah, that was fucked up yesterday. that was tough. Couldn't say nothing. But you did a good job. I mean, thank God Farrah's here to keep a log. Not try to make up for yesterday, but I might say shit a couple times today.
10,000 times.
Not 10,000. We'll bet under. We bet over on Hatch yesterday, starting off with the Denver talk because, I got my ball. It's our ball, mine and yours. Farrah's a BVB ball.
Huh?
You guys want to play? Got to reach out at Sports Talk Matt, at Sports BK Consig, at Boston versus the Book. Ask the BVB at gmail.com. And Perrault, what's the Discord?
BVBshow.com.
Hey!
Are you a goal-oriented person?
Perrault, I'm trying to get through each day. If that's the goal, that's my goal.
Okay,
well, I'm not setting it too far in advance, but we talk about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
What's the goal today?
No, not today, but I'm a huge goal-oriented person. This is why me doing the hard 75 right now, I'm very good at lists. I'm very good at structure. I'm good at keeping things in order and making sure that this is what I'm doing today. One step closer to the goal every day, working towards it. So Madeline and I went to the Forum Shops downtown in Caesars because she wanted to go see this new toy store that opened downtown in Caesars. So we went down. It was okay. I mean, it's smaller than where it was. It was in Fashion Show Mall, and now it's in the Forum Shops in Caesars.
Overrated, you could say it.
I don't know if it's overrated because it's just I don't go there all that often. So when I do go there, it's more of a special event type of thing. So I wouldn't go there every day. I wouldn't shop there. But it's
go there yesterday?
No, we went there Sunday.
Sunday after you dropped Grandma off or with Grandma?
Without Grandma. After we dropped Grandma off. She wanted to go do something fun. So we went to this store that opened up and walking around.
Yep.
So she doesn't know what window shopping is. And I said, Madeline, let's just walk around because she's like, I want to go in there and buy stuff. I'm like, no, let's just go in there and have a good time. And so we'll just look at it. So we end up walking around and she wanted to go in these super high expensive stores. And I was like, okay, if we go in jewelry stores, we can go in jewelry stores because that enables you to look and you can't touch. Well, that didn't really go well because a woman put a $30,000 ring on my daughter's finger and she was like, this is what I want. I'm like, great. This is a really wonderful thing. But that's not why I'm bringing it up. We walked to a store whose name I forget at the moment, but I've sent it to you before, but I now have seen the store and have seen the operation. They have the ability to make custom sneakers.
Yeah.
This is extremely expensive.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The class, I believe, is $300 to make the shoes, and you either buy the shoes that they have that they're selling there, which would be $150 for a pair of Air Force Ones, or you bring your own.
Right.
When we get everything, my celebratory gift to myself is I'm going to make a custom pair of BVB sneakers.
Oh, hell no. It's all over then.
I'm making a custom pair BVB, not just hats now, but we're going to make a custom BVB sneaker design that we're going to go and make out of this. It's going to be the most expensive pair of sneakers I've ever purchased in my life, but it's going to be when we land what we're going to land here in the next couple of months, which I am manifesting this to happen, that we are going to go and I will make the first ever pair of BVB. I got to find an all white pair of Jordans, which are going to be really hard to find.
Ain't that hard.
But oh, really?
Just tell me what you want.
Okay.
Get it taken care of.
I need a size.
We got people that we got stuff we could take care of.
I need a size.
I'm just hearing about this for the first time. Like I threw the trip to the Breeders' Cup on you yesterday for the first time on here. This is good.
So this is what I am.
Custom BVB shoes.
But I want Air Force. I don't want Air Force. I'll take Air Force Ones or Dunks, but I really want all white Jordans that I can design, and you can create in any way you form, fashion. You can add things, take things off. Looks super neat. Different shoelaces, all in on this. So I will wear it to events, and we'll make it the first ever custom pair of BVB sneakers coming soon. So I am manifesting that to be happening at some point this summer. When I'm wearing those shoes, you guys will know that we're good, that the show is taken care of.
Right?
We're good. Okay. That's how you will know that we are good, is when those things get made, because Madeline is like super excited to come and design it with me. And she's already talking about what colors to put where and what laces and which colors do you take? Do you take the original logo, that logo behind me? Or do you do a new logo, a different logo, the V and the $sign and everything else? Yeah.
We got logos.
That. You got that. You could do a Celtics design. You could I thought about doing one shoe Boston Celtics, one shoe Boston Bruins. I thought about doing Patriots for football season. We'll figure it out. We'll get it.
Boston.
Well, obviously Bostonian versus the book. So they got to be the
colors.
Boston angle, of course. So we'll try to figure it out. But
two different shoes.
Yeah, why not? It's customized. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's all going to be fun. I cannot wait to do it though, because it's a 4-hour class to design these shoes. You got to get in there and do it. I mean, it's like legitimate, like you're building a pair of sneakers.
And this is where?
In the Forum shops.
Okay.
In Caesars.
All right.
It's a very cool store. You'd like the store. It's a consignment store for shoes, for sneakers. And they have a tattoo
all
parlor.
Over the place.
They have a tattoo parlor and I
ain't getting no tattoos.
And a barber shop upstairs.
I've
never seen this where they're all over the place. Not because I think consignment shoes places, but I've never seen somewhere you can custom design shoes.
Oh, no. The custom part is unique to a couple places, but these consignment shops are all over.
Yeah.
They're getting like a dime for Jordans and stuff at these
more
places.
Than that.
Yeah.
$1,500 for a pair of Air Force One or Jordan 1s were $1,500. I saw. Yeah. They're all wrapped in plastic. I mean, it's all and they're selling all these unique collectibles. Things I've never even heard of. So
who buying them? That's what I want to know, because those stores look great, and all them places got pretty decent inventory and all this stuff. I never see nobody actually pulling the trigger when
tourists are buying it.
I don't think so.
I think Europeans might. People from other countries might.
Maybe.
They just don't know any better. They come in and buy them.
Parlez-vous français? Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. But so there we go. All right. But back to your Breeders' Cup thing for 1 second, because that got a ton of pop yesterday.
It did?
Yeah. People were all in on the Discord channel, all talking about how, when, where, whatever. Again,
like positive? Like people were actually into this?
Yes.
The brigade?
Yes. It is
from just the West Coast, or are we talking about people, our Midwest people too, like from the come and go area and stuff like that?
I think it's the East Coast area too. It's the Pittsburgh, Boston areas.
East Coast people coming? Our people
want to come out. Want to, because I told you, you give them enough notice, they'll do it. I mean, it's May. We're giving you a 4-month lead up here.
So we're trying to tell people the Super Bowl's in February.
So we figured it out that we have actually a connection to the Breeders' Cup. So we may actually be able to do something of a live programming type of situation with our own little area for people to come and hang out.
At the track?
At the Breeders' Cup.
At Santa Anita?
At Santa Anita, yep.
You want to talk about a goal? Put that on the list of goals. We'll do a show from Santa Anita in the paddock.
On Friday.
One paddock that you referenced.
The Friday Santa Anita races of Breeders' Cup. BVB Live.
Can I wear my derby hat?
You can, yes.
I'm gonna get a big fancy one.
That seal looks like the U.S. president seal. When I see it, I keep on thinking that you're looking at
Travis Matthew or something. I think his name.
Oh, very nice. Yes, that's a very expensive golf hat. That's nice.
This was not expensive. I got a guy for the hat. No.
Oh, okay. All right.
I got a guy. That's fine.
Travis Matthew golf shirts are $100 a pop.
Yeah, not for me.
Ooh.
Got a guy.
Oh, you got a guy.
Working on Travis Matthew too. Trying to get him on the show.
Really? Why?
I don't know.
We're getting
So
free
everybody
stuff.
wants to come on the show. We could get a deal. Travis, come on, and then we get the hats and the shirts. I mean,
All right.
you could.
I'm not a big fan of the hats. I love the shirts.
Me neither. This is part of Travis. Never mind. If Travis is watching the show or his representatives, we love this stuff.
I'm telling you the truth. I don't love your hats. I love your shirts. Your golf shirts are awesome. The hats are eh. The logo is eh.
What are you doing?
I'm just not a huge fan of the logo. It's just eh.
We're good. Anyhow,
Was it-
this show Breeders' Cup.
Did you play with Mizuno gloves ever?
Mizuno gloves.
That's what the M looks like. And I hated Mizuno gloves playing baseball growing up.
Oh, the glove, baseball gloves. I thought you meant a
Yeah.
golf glove.
No. Baseball glove. The Mizuno baseball
No,
gloves.
I wasn't a big fan of Mizuno's. I was an old school Wilson guy, and then I
Yeah.
got into the
I was a
Nakona.
Rawlings. That was me. I was
Nakona. Yeah, the kids like Kylie's were Rawlings.
yeah, I've been
Girl.
Rawlings.
Kelsey's
Yeah.
Wilson.
Okay.
It all depends on the leather.
Pitchers.
Speaking of
versus-
leather,
well, it makes
I wanna
sense though, because
shout out-
pitchers like Rawlings gloves because I was a pitcher and their pitching
Yeah,
gloves are awesome.
I like the Wilson. As long as you hide the ball, you had to get the web that hid the ball because you
Right.
could get the see-through web. Speaking of leather and defense, I wanted to shout out my friend, producer of the Sports Grid show that I do every night, Metal Matt.
Metal
M.
Matt. Why
He's
is
watching
metal?
the show.
Why is it metal?
He loves heavy metal.
What does he? Whenever someone says metal, I need someone to clarify what they mean by that because I have people.
Metal Matt is the one that has the Mets model hat, the
Oh.
BVB logo. He came on and did the video for us. That's Metal Matt. Do you remember when he came on?
Oh
he
yes,
did
I'm
the
trying to
special
think
video?
about what I would consider, what he would consider metal. I hope he would consider like Sepultura, or I just hope we're not going to people who think like heavy metal music is Soundgarden. Like that always I get very.
That's not.
That's not heavy metal. No,
It's not heavy metal.
No,
All right.
but people like consider like Pearl Jam, or they have Nirvana. They think that
Pearl
that's
Jam
metal.
and Nirvana are not heavy metal.
Correct. People
Even
will
I
call
know
it that.
that.
Yeah, so people will say that it is, or even Metallica. I wouldn't even call Metallica heavy metal. It's rock music.
It's rock. Okay, so
Yes.
that's the difference.
Yeah, like you put on a Metallica album and then go put on a Biohazard album or go put on a Sepultura album.
Wait,
and
so
you're gonna
Biohazard is heavy metal?
it's heavy metal rap, so it's a combination of rap and rock. But that I would put into yes heavy metal. Sepultura is heavy metal, yes. Machine Head would be on the heavy metal side.
Oh,
So you just got different levels. Like I think it's real speed metal. Like I can't stand when people say heavy metal and it's not actually metal music. Anyways,
Addison said Metallica was speed metal early.
early. He's right. In the 80s, it was correct. Yes, he is absolutely right about that. When they first started, Ride the
Stevie Mac,
Lightning. Yeah.
Whatever Stevie Mac says, I agree with.
Yeah.
most of the time,
Pantera.
'cause
He knows.
Mac's
Stevie
a
Mac
big dude.
understands. Yes. Him and I have had long talks about metal music. Yes.
You and Stevie Mac have had long talks about
Yes.
metal music.
Yes.
All right, very good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Monster Magnet is heavy metal. I don't. Who's that?
I actually don't know who that is. I don't know who Monster
Now
Magnet is.
Sonic came in with that. That's why I
Oh,
respect.
he would know. Sonic knows his metal too.
That's-
He knows
right?
his metal too. Yeah.
Okay.
Addison and Stevie Mac are the two guys I would go to if we want to talk about what metal is.
Now the country kid from Knoxville came in, Tyler, who I also really enjoy. He just said, "Is there blood on the stage? If yes, then it's metal."
Amen. Amen.
That's
Yes.
we have to get blood.
Except when it's gore, because gore is just disgusting, and I can't
Are you
can't
saying
deal.
gore or
Gwar,
gore?
Gwar, Gwar.
GWAR.
Yes, they throw all sorts of nasty things all over the crowd all the time, and they play metal music, but it's like a disgusting display of nastiness. It's hard to describe without being very graphic and being very inappropriate. Just imagine bodily fluids and things all over the place.
What?
Yes, it's really nasty.
Never been to one of these shows, and I'm never going.
Yeah. Well, I haven't been doing it a long time, but I used to partake in them, monthly. So they were fun.
Really?
Oh yeah. Loved
See, I
them.
want to go see like Ashanti and Ja Rule are coming to town.
Yeah, that's
LL
your
Cool
speed.
J's
I
coming
get
to
that.
town.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at on the side.
I
of
wouldn't
things
be
here
caught
right now.
dead in an LL Cool J show.
Oh no, I just got what? Why?
I would never. If you gave me tickets, I wouldn't go see LL Cool J because it's
It's
nothing.
not you.
It's just not. I like music a ton. I'm just not really a big fan of that type of music live. I don't find it to be fun.
It usually ends up being a disappointment.
Yeah,
A lot of times it's
it's hard
just
to
not as
recreate
good.
it. I mean,
It's hard to recreate
because
the
it's such
perfect
studio
moment, yeah.
driven music.
Metal Matt just chimed in and said he's watching the show. Thank you very much for the
Hi.
shout out. He listens to real metal music. I agree with Perrault.
Nice.
Soundgarden is more rock. I agree it isn't metal. I listen to only a lot of European metal.
Oh, here we
Only
go.
bangers
Yes,
here.
he's OG. Okay. Props. Yes, sir. I'm with you.
Oh.
They do it right still. I mean, if you want to see where mosh pits can right now actually do still
Mosh
live in the world, it is unbelievable. I have never experienced a European metal show. It'll be something I do before I die.
What?
The last time I was seriously in my mosh pitting stages, I got hurt. I got my shoulder dislocated.
Hurt?
Remember? Yeah.
At a show?
Oh, yeah. That's how I had surgery multiple times. I had
What
surgery.
in the F is wrong with you? You can't
yeah.
go to a show to get hurt.
I got hurt bad. Yeah, I was in a pit. I got hurt bad. So like that was the last time I was in a pit, and I haven't been in a pit since. But I want to go back and I want to experience a European show. You know what's crazy? The best mosh pit in America that I've seen in a long time was Limp Bizkit last summer in Chicago at Lollapalooza. They ripped the whole thing down. I was blown away. I was like, at least somebody is still keeping on the tradition of blasting music and making people go crazy in the crowd. There's nothing like it. A crowd with a mosh pit has its own police. It has its own system, hierarchy, the way that it moves, the way the crowd handles itself. Oh, it's so fun. It's so fun.
I don't even know what to say to this.
It's an unbelievable experience. If you're in it and you know the passion, the energy, the excitement, and yes, it's violent, and yes, people get hurt, and yes, I have hurt people, and people have hurt me. It's what happens. It's part of it. It's understood. It's a male testosterone release that is one of the only places in the world, other than a playing surface for football or hockey, that you literally can take out your aggression legally.
Sounds dumb as shit.
Oh, it's so fun. There's just nothing like it, man.
I've seen like from a distance. I've never been to a show like this. Limp Bizkit has a song called "Get Your Groove On." It's one of my all-time favorite songs. There's a lot of like anger coming out of there. I just
Get Your Groove On. That's not one of their mosh songs though. That's a fun song, but that's not one of their.
Yeah, it's not a mosh song. No,
no. But they have some that are really, I mean, that Lollapalooza show last summer, I watched the entire thing with my jaw on the ground going, someone is still keeping this type of music alive. This is amazing. I mean, say what you want about Fred Durst. They threw it down last summer. I was so jealous I wasn't there for it just because it was unexpected out of Limp Bizkit to have a show like that.
Before we move on, I just got another text from Metal Matt watching the show. He said, thanks for talking about this stuff because a lot of people don't talk about it. And if they do, they don't know.
Yep.
I'm talking bands like Stradivarius and Hammerfall and Halloween to Creator.
Yes.
Primal Fear. All the good stuff.
Yeah.
Love power metal.
Yes.
Love death metal. Perrault knows. Ha ha ha.
It's true. He's right. 100%. The European mosh pit right now, the energy is all over in Europe because in Germany and those parts of the old school German countries or European countries, they absolutely go nuts still. I'm always looking at that going, I'm so jealous. We've become very soft in America from a concert perspective.
All sounds very ridiculous to me.
It's in football, like part of the fun of football is just to throw yourself into somebody else, like the contact.
I love the contact. Okay? I miss the contact of stuff.
Now put it to a soundtrack, and that's what a mosh pit is. It's the same release,
but you don't see it coming.
Oh yeah, you do. That's what I mean. That's if you know what you're doing. Okay, pits move. Pits have a hierarchy, and if someone falls down, you pick them up. Okay, you make sure there's big guys and little guys. Little guys are not targeted by the big guys. If the big guy targets a little guy, a bigger guy hits the big guy. There's a police system that goes inside of mosh pits. It's awesome. There's a culture, or there was when I was growing.
We told the story yesterday about going in a book and meeting Big Rich. And again, if you guys didn't
like
see
a dude
it,
like that.
Okay, we got right. So every day we usually have a clippable moment, a story, something that's completely unrelated to sports. This is why you should watch the show. And if you're watching the show, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Stevie Mac just came in with this one. I was in a Soulfly pit back in 2007.
Okay.
About pissed myself from getting speared.
Oh,
Then the dude helped me up. I shouldered him in the chest. We high-fived and continued moshing.
see? Uh-huh.
This is the most ridiculous thing that you said to me in 18 months of doing this show.
I'm just
What the
telling you,
hell is wrong with you and all you other people out there watching the show? Thank you for watching, though.
the culture around it is real. It's real. It's
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm telling you, I used to go to shows, like I would go to see awesome metal bands, and you understood, like in the 90s when mosh pitting really became a big thing and it got into the 2000s, the counterculture of it, the policing of it, the way that it was. Like I broke a guy's nose once.
What?
Didn't mean to, but I did. Okay.
Mother,
you
elbow me, break my nose. I'll kill. We're going to jail.
Nope, we hugged. I ran over. I didn't see him. Okay, I threw my hand back. I didn't see him. I caught him flush. Bam, right across the nose. Boom. Blood exploding. I helped the guy.
Boom.
I took my
boom.
boom, boom, boom. Took my shirt off. Okay, was putting help. I gave him my shirt to go ahead and hold the nose. Okay. Said, "I'm really sorry." He's like, "It's all good, man. We're all good. We're all good." We hugged it out. I went back into the pit. He went off and got his nose done. We're all good. Yes. I'll never forget the feeling, though. The feeling of it was unbelievable. I never felt anything like it. Feeling someone's face cave in like that was crazy. It was like, I knew I hit something different when I swung and I hit. I knew right away. I was like, "Uh-oh, something just happened." I connected with something I wasn't supposed to. And yep.
Oh, my God.
Oh yeah. Super fun. So fun.
Get to something on the rundown already. I don't even know what just happened.
So fun.
What the hell just happened?
All right,
It was our best segment
Chicago.
ever. Wasn't even playing.
Chicago, lo and behold, as I said months ago, there is no way that Connor Bedard was going to Anaheim, and there was no way he was going to Columbus.
So Anaheim was a possibility. There was no way he was going to Columbus. They let him get all the way down to the 3 spot. That was pretty funny.
18.5% down to 12.5% to 11.5%. Those are the odds for the Blackhawks to win the NHL draft lottery last night. And Original Six City just happens to go ahead and get Connor Bedard. I'm wearing the hockey shirt for this very reason. How about that?
I was going to wear the Chicago stuff. The Blues Brothers' "Sweet Home Chicago" was it's still one of my all-time favorite songs, just period. But I was going to come in blaring that today. Come on.
They really don't. They need to do the lottery out in public. They can't just do this whole thing with the ping pong balls.
What do you mean? That was public. Bing, 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 boom, boom. What? No.
They just unveil the envelopes. They don't do the drawing. They just do the envelopes.
They were showing that like bingo machine with all the balls in it.
This is Patrick. This is to me. This is I didn't watch it. I was just told. But this is the New York Knicks. This is Patrick Ewing 2.0.
No way.
Yes.
Why is it all got to be a conspiracy? They had the third best chance.
Third best chance.
Right. Third best chance.
Just happens to be the player. There's McDavid, there's Crosby, and there's Bedard in terms of numbers and what these guys have done. The first two are Hall of Famers. So
I keep saying
happens to be just a guy who now gets to come in. And Chicago, by the way, has 2 first-round picks, and they have 4 second-round picks, and they're going to get to rebuild everything with the first pick overall. Just happens to be, just they've stunk for how long?
That's a hell of a turnaround. They're going to turn this thing around fast in Chicago.
Which is good for whom?
Chicago and the NHL.
And
Connor Bedard.
And the TV networks.
The TV networks. So we're getting there. I knew what you were saying.
The TV networks get to put Chicago when the Blackhawks are good. It's like the Knicks in the NBA. It's good for the league. It's good for the broadcasters.
Nothing like the Knicks in the NBA.
Why?
The Knicks haven't been good forever. The Blackhawks just won Stanley Cups a few years ago.
Fine, but they've sucked for 4 years. It's bad for TV. It's bad when it's bad when Chicago's not good. It's bad for the NBA when the Knicks suck. It's better when they're good. Chicago is good.
Lose. It's fun when the Knicks lose, no?
It's fun for me. It's not fun for the NBA.
It's fun for the NBA too.
Nah.
They're the ultimate foil.
They like their TV network deals.
Go
They
New
like-
York, go
they-
New York, go. I'm listening
like
to
their money.
Coach last night, all this stuff. Even Coach turned on him. He said, they ain't winning the game.
No,
Thank
they
you.
got smoked.
I don't know. This will be fun. I had never seen Connor Bedard not on the ice, and I saw him yesterday. My man is slight. He's a little.
Yeah, he's young.
He's very young.
He's young. Yeah, he's
Very young.
He's a young guy.
I mean, but he ain't. I mean, he's fast. Guy can
over
skate.
under 70 points rookie year.
Well, we got to see what the free agency situation is. If they go get him a winger that is going to be like Draisaitl, that he can feed, my lordy, they're going to score a lot of goals. I mean, my man can skate and set people up.
Yeah,
Just got to make sure they get somebody to play.
I guess
with.
they got a top kid in the AHL that they're in love with that's going to become his line mate. So we got a couple of guys who are going to be really good. They're going to be super young, but going to be super talented. Devils 2.0.
So the club team, we had an in-house club team, and then we had a team that traveled in college. And so we had a league inside that we drafted the teams for. So guys came and tried out and all this other stuff. And a kid come and they tried out. What I saw was Mario Lemieux. I kept telling my brother, I said, we're getting that kid. We're drafting that kid, and I'm playing on his line. He's like, what do you mean? I said, because that kid looks like he could skate, and all I need to do is go stand in front of the net, and he'll hit me with the puck, and I'll score 20 or 30 goals. We got Big Clay on the team. We met for the first practice. I said, Clay, me and you are going to play together. He's like, oh, really? I said, yeah, we'll be good. You just tell me where to go. Things will work out just fine. We won a championship that year thanks to Big Clay. I ain't going to say Connor Bedard's going to give a Stanley Cup to the Blackhawks, but when you make other people better.
Yeah, McDavid. Yeah, I mean, it's a similar thing. What do you make of the odds, though? Did this happen before?
Why do we got to bet on this stuff?
I'm just telling you, 87% of the money was on the Blackhawks to have the number one pick.
Well, because you've been saying it on Twitter, and apparently people are watching what you're saying on Twitter.
Me.
I mean, you got Moose and Keith coming after me and all this other stuff, and you're posting all these things. Obviously, you posted it. Did we talk about it on the show? People are watching the show. People are taking it and betting it. How many bets is this really worth?
Don't know. Great question.
If it's 82% of 100 bets, that's a lot of bets. But I mean, who in the hell would bet on the cities that? I mean.
Wait, we just did it. 18.5%, 12.5%, then Chicago, 11.5%. But 80+% of the money came in on the Blackhawks at BetMGM. It's one book, but at BetMGM came in on the Blackhawks, the third option to get the one pick.
Nobody looks at the numbers when they bet. They looked at Chicago and said, that's the best place. That's the best thing for the networks. That's the best thing for the Blackhawks. That's the best thing for the league.
So
I'm betting the Blackhawks.
So it's clearly right out loud. It's right in front of the world that this big of a fix is in.
The narrative is in.
And it just happened to fall that way.
Well, that's the way people bet it, right?
It's unbelievable. It's insanity.
I don't think it's that insane.
Oh, I do.
If people hear it, they go, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. If they hear it on the juice, or they hear it here, or they hear it somewhere else.
It's supposed to be a ping pong ball. You had a 1.1.
The truth doesn't matter. I mean, the truth matters here for us when we do the show, but the truth doesn't matter when people bet.
Out of every 10 times they did the draft lottery, Chicago was supposed to have won 1.1 times.
No, there's a better odds than that.
No, it's 11%.
It's 11 out of 100.
Yeah, which is 1.1 out of 10.
1.1 out of 10, yes.
Yes, that's what I said. Out of every 10,
1.1 out of 100
No, I said 10. I said out of every 10 times they do it, it's 1.1% of the time.
Yes. That's
so
okay.
1.1 times. So we do 100 times, they win 11%. They win 11 times. And yet they win it last night, and it happens to be the best place for them. Cold envelope 2.0.
That's one for the people.
That's one for the people. It's one for the networks. And oh yeah, by the way, the bettors just happened to all pour on Chicago. Like I'm sorry. Like,
wait, are you calling this a scandal?
I need a 30 for 30 on this, please. I need someone to explain.
What?
Remember the 30 for 30 on the Knicks draft and how they think the envelope was cold? That's how they knew which one to pull. They froze it.
I mean, that's how they got Ewing. Everybody knows that.
So how did the NHL get it so the Blackhawks could get Bedard? Because there's a fix here. There's something fishy up with this. I'm sorry.
There might be.
I'm just saying.
Listen, there's people gambling all over college campuses, all this other stuff. We'll get to all that, but there's scandals everywhere. This might be a scandal.
Just saying. All right, 3-1. Lakers are up on the Warriors. Warriors had a shot last night, but in the fourth quarter, bench help and other players. How about our 38.5 under 38? Anthony Davis got there on the hook last night on that number.
Numbers are getting tighter and tighter.
Last 4.5 minutes, he got nothing. I was so lucky.
Right?
4.5 minutes with him on the floor, and Davis did nothing. But are the Warriors done? They said it. They said we've made history before.
Oh, the Warriors are not done until the zeros are on the clock and they're put away. There ain't no way they're done. They're winning game 5, no?
I thought they're winning last night.
I know, but they're winning game 5.
Most likely. They just suck on the road.
7-point spread.
Yeah, they probably win.
Now they have to win in LA, though. They didn't have to win in LA before last night.
I wonder, I mean, this is where,
win in LA.
if you're the Lakers, do you kind of throw up the white flag in game 5 and get healthy for game 6?
Throw the white flag. Listen,
no, like,
now that I know you're a mosh pit guy, I'm going to use these analogies.
Not actually, but like you just go in there and, you just give it to them. You don't go 100%. You go 90.
No.
Okay. Anthony Davis looked exhausted last night in the fourth quarter. Exhausted.
If we were in a mosh pit right now, I'd do that. Bam.
That's a punch.
Bam.
You can't punch somebody straight in the mosh pit. That's a fight. You can do that. Yeah.
2 minutes for elbowing. You broke a guy's nose.
You can elbow. You can throw the fist. You just can't punch. You can't. You wind up and punch somebody in a fight. You're getting wrecked because the mosh pit will take care of you. You may not live.
Mosh pit justice in there.
Oh, if you fight somebody, like if you're not moshing, if you're not actually just dancing and having fun and throwing your body around,
that's not dancing. Throwing elbows is not dancing. Why do you keep calling it dancing? It's not
because it is. It's a type of dancing. It is. It's a type of dancing. But if you throw a fist, if you get into a boxing stance and throw a fist, you're going to get ruined in the pit.
My God,
there's a difference between moshing and fighting. It's clear. It's like porn. You know what it is when you see it.
Oh, you're the first one to bring us up today. I mean, trying to make me blush. You can't make me blush.
What somebody said. What is pornography? What is a fight? You know when you see it.
You know it when you see it. Fair. I know. I think the Warriors are going to win game 5.
Okay.
My first thought, even right now, is that they cover, but I haven't decided yet. The game's not until
numbers don't matter. So yes, they cover.
Numbers don't matter.
Numbers don't matter. So yes, they cover.
Well, no. It mattered yesterday, right? Because if you laid 2.5, they won. If you laid 3, you pushed. Game fell 3. If you took 3 with the Warriors, you covered. No, you pushed.
Push.
If you took
2.5 or 3.5, you bought off a 3.
Yeah, but if you took 2.5 or 2, which you closed at a lot of places, you lost. Yeah. Lakers are winning.
And then the
Lakers are winning. What are we talking about? Our tone. I don't know what the hell we're talking about next. I mean, I know it's on the rundown, but veered off. We talked about this mosh pit thing. Has me beside myself. I got to do some research after we get.
Austin do some good stuff. So Vegas last night. I can't. Is
that it for the NBA talk? Right
just
now?
For today. We'll get to the games. Just for what happened last night on the recap. I just can't figure this out. Like I can't. Like I'm in one of these ruts betting that's really pissing me off. Because how does it? Both game 2 and game 3 stayed under.
Game 2 and game 3 stayed under. Yes,
5-1 final. 5-1 finals.
Right, bad beats right there. If you got over,
I mean, it's almost if Brossoit doesn't get hurt, I think the game goes over.
Right,
Hill comes in and stands on his head.
Yeah,
he was unbelievable.
It was great.
And Skinner sucked and he got yanked.
Did.
And now Campbell, whether they play Campbell or Skinner for game 4, it's been really interesting. But
what do they do?
5 on 5.
I don't know what they do.
5 on 5. Vegas is the better team. They don't go in the box.
Something downstairs. This came in. If you see me turn like this, wonder what that is. It's something. Hope it's not burning. If I get up and run, something's burning.
Okay.
What she's doing.
Okay.
5 on 5. Vegas is better.
Yes.
Stayed out of the box last night, didn't they?
Yes.
They win in the series.
If they stay out of the box, I said it before. They stay out of the box, they win the series. Yeah, if they go in the box, they're not. Power play is lethal. It's literally, it's kind of sucks, but it's dictating by the referees as to what they call.
Right.
They call everything. Vegas is in big trouble. They let it go a little bit. Vegas is going to be okay. I mean, Marchessault got 2 goals last night. I mean, that was huge for him. He had been iced the whole postseason.
Right.
They got him going, which is gigantic for them. Kane was more interested in fighting than playing last night, which was good.
The Knights actually got the Oilers off their game.
They did.
Last night.
Well, Pietrangelo kept on getting run. I mean, everyone was taking runs at Pietrangelo and getting penalties for it. It's great. Whatever he was doing.
He wasn't getting back at them.
No, he was just taking the penalties. Yeah.
It was pretty disciplined.
Mm-hmm. It was smart.
Was very smart. That was the adversity with the goalie getting knocked out, having to throw the backup in, them not taking the penalties. That one was on Cassidy last night. That was a good coaching job last night.
Agreed.
He got the lead. He's got them here.
Man, they sit on leads. It's unbelievable. They just don't. I mean, I can't knock it. But if you're playing the over, it was like you saw it. Like once they got to 4-1, I said it on our Discord, like it was 4-1. I was like, man, if Vegas scores next, I'm in trouble because they get to 5-1. They're just going to sit and they're not going to do anything. They're going to clog the neutral zone. They're not going to give up any odd man rushes. And that's exactly what they did. They just sat on the lead for the entire third period.
And those big leads, there's no empty net attempts. There's no pulling a goalie.
Nope.
They didn't even try. Ray Maker Lou was the first one to say it in the chat after you said something about not being in the box. He said he likes being in the box. I mean, he's a penalty guy. I don't know what to tell you. He likes being in the box. 2 minutes for roughing, 2 minutes for elbowing, your mosh pit.
Yeah.
You feel shame.
Yeah,
go to the box.
Mitch Keller. moving on. Your boy Mitch Keller last night was unbelievable on the bump for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Damn it.
Snaps a 7-game losing streak for them.
Complete game. My
man. 4
4
hit the Rockies last night.
I mean, that's not a major accomplishment, but it's still a complete game. First one, 4-hitter.
He was throwing he was throwing an 85-mile-per-hour slider with 16 inches of break.
Ball's moving, son.
I mean, like not only with tempo, but tilt and drop and slide, and it was unhittable last night.
This is good news because he's the number one. He won the number one. He's from where's Brommel Camp again? Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Yep,
that's where he's at. There,
wow.
That's where he's from. So, we're gonna have some sort of connection. Maybe have Mitch on the show at some point if we can get that figured out to come on and talk about this ridiculous breaking ball that he's working. Oh
my God. How about this? Winning Las Vegas.
What?
Guys, please read this. I'm watching this show today.
Yep.
Matt is mentioning getting shoes. Please delay him. I am designing a pair for you guys. I wanted to surprise you guys when we met. So we'll have to meet. We'll meet up and it'll be done. What the? That's amazing.
I love this.
Winning Las Vegas is making us a pair of shoes. Is designing us a pair of shoes.
She doesn't have to do that, but that is really sweet.
It really is.
Really appreciate that.
It's really nice.
I knew immediately that I liked Winning Las Vegas before I met her.
Right.
But this is outstanding news right now.
So there you go. Sorry I missed it while we were talking about it. I just saw the tweet now.
Yeah, I can't keep the tweet up. I can't. I got the chat up, and I got
your job is the chat.
Show
my
up.
job is Twitter. Yes.
That's I'm not. I can't keep the live Twitter up too on top of all this.
Right. That's how it works.
All that being said, Buccos again today. We double it up.
If you want, sure.
Let's see.
7-game losing streak.
70.
Turn it around and get a win streak going. Possible. Don't hate it.
Jeez. Down to 165 at they're trying to go get some pirate money at Cirque. Everyone else is at 170. And the offshore places just went to 163. What's happening right now? I like the Buccos again today. I told you yesterday we went and got that Rocky money. The first 5 innings, for the Pirates have gone under like 6 games in a row. They
Correct.
haven't scored.
Yeah, they can't
Period.
score. Their offense, they won 2-0 yesterday. Their offense is right now ice cold. Their bats are zip
Yeah. So I think under best, but
for the game.
Buccos again.
Yeah, under in the Pirates. Don't hate it.
Yeah.
So we have another day, another scandal. This now involving both Iowa and Iowa State
How about this?
athletes. Now,
What the hell?
this is interesting because it's not just a story involving an athletic department. Alabama's conversation was centered around a person who knew the coach of Alabama who was making a play in Ohio, and the Ohio Gaming Control Board came down and said, stop taking wagers. We're advising against it. Books pulled. No one has been criminally investigated, to my knowledge, for the Alabama issue. However, the Iowa version of the FBI is now investigating multiple players at Iowa and Iowa State.
The Gaming Control Commission?
CDI, it's called.
Oh, what does that stand for?
It's basically it's the Iowa version of the FBI. DCI, excuse me. DCI, it's called. Division of Criminal Investigation. This is not a gambling related situation. This is now a criminal investigation going on. The DCI is involved in an ongoing investigation concerning potential wagering, including individuals affiliated with both the University of Iowa and Iowa State universities. DCI is working. The DCI has been in contact with officials from both universities who are cooperating. At this time, no criminal charges have been filed and no further information will be released. The DCI is working cooperatively with the Iowa Racing and Gaming Commission concerning any potential regulatory violations. This is stemming from a University of Iowa baseball prop team that we're betting on, as far as what I was told. Looks like they were betting. Well, they were betting on the women's South Carolina, Iowa basketball game. That's what they were betting. So they weren't betting on their own sport.
At the game?
No, in their home state.
Right, but were they at the game?
I don't believe they're at the game, no.
Oh.
So they received Iowa. It had been alerted for the NCAA of potential violations and it had hired outside counsel to assist in investigation into this matter. Iowa said it received information on about 111 individuals, including 26 student athletes from baseball, football, men's basketball, men's track and field, and wrestling, and one full-time employee in the athletic department. So this was in the wake of the 2 Iowa baseball players who were held out last week. Iowa State looks like they did their own investigation after this started. Yep. They started sniffing around and they uncovered that approximately 15 student athletes from sports of football, wrestling, track and field were in violation of NCAA rules. The university has notified the NCAA and will take the appropriate action to resolve these issues. You can't bet on college sports when you're a college athlete.
Period. Not just your own sport.
Period. Yes. Because they're privy to inside information. I mean, they're going to school with these kids.
Did they win the bets?
Don't know. Don't know.
This is such a tangled web we weave. Like no one knew that this was going to happen. I've said this so many times, seen all this before, heard these stories before. If you make these rules and then you make it, it's like saying kids can't smoke for years and then having advertisements in their face all the time and ways for them to get cigarettes at the park and smoke. Like tell them they can't do it over and over and over, but advertise and put it in front of them nonstop. Their parents do it. Their friends do it. Okay, but you can't because you play a sport. I'm not betting on my sport. I'm betting on that other sport. Doesn't matter. You can't bet, period. Well, I want to bet on the NFL. Everybody does parlays. I want to do. No, you cannot. What are we doing? I mean, we've talked off the air about other things, sending each other texts about other things that are going on in the world that would make us a very political show. We're not a political show. But fix the problem rather than punish the 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 result. The problem is before. You made it legal. It's everywhere. It's on your phone. They were calling the bookies anyway back in the day. They got offshore accounts all over. What did you
It's
expect to
easier.
happen?
It's easier now, though.
It's even easier now. It's not
Yeah.
getting harder to
That's
do.
the
It's getting
problem.
easier.
Right. If you wanted to have an offshore bookie, you could have. You wanted to have Joe, Bob, Jimmy, and Tim at the corner pub, you could
Joe
have.
Bob.
But
There's
it's
no Joe
easier.
Bobs.
Yeah, there are. But it's difficult.
First name.
You'd have to go in there in person or have a runner or do things that you would try to fix and figure it out. This is as far as what they thought. I open an account. I verify my account. I'm 21. I don't need to be in person. And I then can fire on my phone like I'm on TikTok. I can load it. I can fire it, and I'm done. I move on. Hey, Iowa's playing in South Carolina. I know Caitlin Clark's gonna cook them. Betting on the Hawkeyes. Let's go.
Let's go.
Iowa wrestling. Oh, we're gonna smoke Penn State. We're gonna smoke Iowa State. Bet on it.
Whoa.
Just saying. Okay, you could bet on it. In Iowa, instead of Iowa, there were books taking action on wrestling.
So is the issue that as the book we put up too much stuff?
Nope. No, I don't think
Because
that's
we
the
don't
issue.
need to put up all this stuff. There
But
ain't
they-
that much
but-
handle on it anyway.
Right,
Like the
but they
college
want to. I
baseball
don't have
scandal.
I don't put it on the book as much as I put it on the advertising the book does. It's we have this is why the American Gaming Association now is doing this this college, bill of whatever. Like we're not going to advertise to college kids. We're not going to market to kids that might be in college. We're going to stay away from any partnerships with universities. Why PointsBet stopped their thing with Maryland, University of Maryland. So, and I think LSU stopped doing it with Caesars in Louisiana, and there were 4 deals I think with colleges. Colorado
had one.
Colorado had one with PointsBet. I think that stopped as well. So
Yeah, they went and said, "The hell with it. We'll just go get Dion, and he'll turn the program around. We don't need all this other stuff."
right,
I
smart.
can tell you this: that when I went to West Virginia,
Mhm.
okay, I went in a director position, which was the first time I had done that since being like an assistant managing director down in Curacao, which meant second in command. Managing director or director is the guy in the chair. Unless I see you, deuces, that's the guy in the chair. The guys down in offshore places love to tell you that it's all about the guy in the chair. That's the guy that makes the final decision when we move the line, how much we move it, how much we take, all that stuff. Well, I go to West Virginia and I'm in Wheeling, West Virginia. And they want me to go around to the colleges and learn about the colleges so I can put up like basketball lines on a Division III school. I can't remember the name of it in Morgantown. Or no, it wasn't Morgantown. It was in Wheeling, West Virginia, Wesleyan. I forget
Oh
what it was.
yeah, right. Yep. That's a school.
I go, I'm not putting up a line on that stuff. Well, no, we want to be local. We want to take bets from the
Mhm.
locals. They're going to want to bet on a game. I'm like, all right, listen. If someone's betting on a game, they're doing it with a guy in the stands. And I don't know
Mhm.
not watching those games long enough to make lines on that stuff. I don't need to take those bets. And they were like, well, we'll discuss that later. And I'm like, no. We'll discuss that as soon as you want to discuss it. The answer is no. I'm not putting it up.
Look, I just want to say this real quick. Kevin's saying this isn't just an Iowa State problem. We're not identifying or calling out Iowa or Iowa State, okay? I know we do talk a lot about Iowa and Iowa State for a variety of reasons. One, I live there and work there, and 2, Brommel Camp's in the brigade, and we know him. We've done his show multiple times. So we have connections to Iowa, and that's one reason why it popped. But if this is anybody or any state, we'd be talking about this because Alabama, we spent 3 days on Alabama. Now, yes, I worked there, so it's on my radar screen, but still, we would have talked about it.
I talked to people in Ohio and Indiana at different books about it.
Right.
Specifically.
So just yes, you could go to this isn't just an Iowa State problem. It's a legal state problem. Yes, I would agree with that. Secondly, and I told you this, Dave, this is now going to be a conversation. I've heard this multiple times. If Lee Parker says, if they can die for their country, let them do what they want. This is going to be the refrain. I'm hearing this more and more from people that 18 is that there are going to be states that are going to test the waters of having an 18-year-old minimum sports betting age requirement.
Gambling or just sports betting?
Both. They're going to try for both, but they'll focus on sports betting first. Some states believe that it's an
Trojan
easier
horse again in.
It's an easier, yes, it's an easier path to explain that an 18-year-old should be able to bet. If an 18-year-old can go and fight for our country, they could be able to place a sports wager. Give me a break, type of thing.
But they can't drink or smoke.
They can't drink. They can smoke. They can't drink. Same thing with smoking, right?
Cigarettes at 18?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I'm asking because
cigarettes are 18. Alcohol. The only thing that's 21 in our country is gambling and alcohol. Those are the two things you have to be 21 for.
Man, oh man, oh man.
It's coming. I mean, that conversation is going to happen. And look, the one way of making it not happen is when college kids get busted for betting. Because now you're talking about, right now, it's only a certain number of college kids, like juniors and seniors who are 21 years of age who can do it. You open it up to 18. Now the whole college can do it.
So it's less, Parker, not Lee. I just wanted to.
Oh, tobacco is 21 now? I didn't know that. I thought it was 18. Handguns are 21 too. Yep. Handguns are 21 as well. Okay. Is that every state tobacco is 21?
I thought so. Again.
Huh. I'm good. That's good. I'm glad about that. I didn't know that. I thought it was 18. Okay.
I think we got to work.
So wait, the only thing that you have to be 18 for is to vote or to go fight in the military. That's kind of fucked up.
That's messed up, is it not?
That's kind of fucked up, is it not? That's a little bit. So. That's a little bit. So. I'm 46, so I've been out of that game for a while, but it's a little odd.
I just think.
Okay, tobacco's 18 in Kansas and Missouri. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought there were certain states I lived in that were 18. Okay.
Kelsey went to Nebraska and visited her friends there, right? And they had some kids at the school from Canada, and they're all 18, 19, whatever.
Can drink at 18.
They can do it all. And they're like, they come here and they go, what are you guys doing? Like, why do you make it so restrictive? Like, people from other places don't understand that. I don't know what's right or wrong.
I think open it all up personally, but I'm nuts. I'm on the crazy spectrum.
I was in Curacao, like I said, almost for 2 years after living and growing up in the United States. And then I went there, and Curaçao's a Dutch-owned island. It's a mini Amsterdam. Everything's in your face. Everything's legal. There's no restrictions on it.
I think everything should be legal.
And I was like, this is nuts. But once you get over it at the beginning, like, it just becomes, make good choices for
we all know how
and
kids are. If you tell a kid you can't go over the fence,
just said it before.
All the kid wants to do is go over the fence.
Right.
That's all they want to do. So if you say to them, like, this is where I have alcoholism in my family, and my father's an alcoholic, my grandfather's an alcoholic. I've had alcoholism all throughout my family.
Okay.
My mom decided when I was young that she was going to take away that I wonder what it's like from me.
Right.
And she basically said at 15, she give me your car key, or 16, give me your car keys. You can do whatever you want.
Right.
Just got to stay in the house. You want to drink? Stay here. You want to party? Stay here. Give me your car keys.
Like it.
I drank wine with dinner. I learned that alcohol is not to be abused. It's something to enjoy, that there are drinks and things you can have fun with. And yes, if you drink too much, you can do stupid things. But when I got to college, I had done all of my hard partying already. And I watched kids fail out and kids throw up every weekend and go crazy. And it just wasn't me.
Yeah.
I look at him and be like, what are you doing? Like, why is that fun? Why is it fun to be sick? Or why is it fun to black out? Or why is it fun to be so hungover the next morning that you can't operate? And I was just, I never understood it. And I really believe that the world's like that. Like, if we took away all the restrictions we have. Remember how everyone said that we would have a huge uptick in DUIs when marijuana was legalized here in Nevada? Like, we really haven't had a huge uptick in DUIs, driving under the influence, here with cannabis going legal. It was a boogeyman. People just said it to be against it. It's the same thing. Like in Perrault, we have legalized prostitution here within an hour drive of my house. It's, I don't see there's not people running to Pahrump everywhere and breaking up every marriage because we know we can go pay for sex if we wanted to an hour away from us. So
Mm.
it's like when you tell people they can't do something, they want to do it more. It's just human nature for whatever reason. So I've always been a huge proponent of let adults do adult things. And really, I would legalize everything to be basically 18 years or up and just have it all be legal. And yes, I mean everything.
Mm.
But I'm on the crazy spectrum. People think I'm nuts. Betting, iGaming, everything.
Can't make it like I mean, I wouldn't make it all just like, one swooping whatever. But I mean, I think things have to be evaluated. This has to be evaluated. I'm going to go on a couple national radio shows this afternoon. They want to discuss it. These are former players that are doing radio shows, and there's a lot of people talking about this. I saw
Yes.
Darren talking about this yesterday.
Ravel. Yep.
Yeah, and I reached out and sent him a text. I haven't heard back, but I was like, it's better to not say nothing than to say the wrong thing, right?
In what way? In the wake of this or during this?
There's a lot of people talking about like the handle and the this and then all
Right.
this, like the states and what they should do. There's more people in this content space that talk about books and line moves and things like that never been in a library, let alone a sports book. Like, you don't know this stuff. Don't say it. Because now, this is the tip of the iceberg. There's going to be kids gambling. There's going to be kids betting on sports. And does the kids at Iowa State think they have an inside angle to the girls' basketball games? Probably.
Yes.
Do they?
Yes. Yes.
That's why I ask if they win or lose the bets.
I don't know, but they absolutely do. There's no debating it. They do.
Okay.
They know who's hurt. They know who likes who.
Okay.
They go to school with these people.
Mm.
They know who's lying. They know who's going to play, whose
So
boyfriend
what's
is.
are we going to get some far-reaching thing that says we can't bet on college sports at some
No.
point? Is there going to be a federal thing that says you guys can have sports betting, you can only do professional sports because they get paid?
It's possible. I mean, I think someone might try. I don't think it'll pass. They'll try. I mean, I think that would be a conversation, but I think it opens up way too many conversations because I don't know if you're allowed. You could challenge it the same way you challenge with PAPSPA. You could challenge it because they've already said it's up to each individual state to determine whether or not they want to have sports betting and set their own laws. By coming in and trying to do a federal ban on anything betting related would go to the Supreme Court pretty fast.
Well, yeah. And isn't a couple gambling scandals in a couple different states the perfect path to get the federal government involved?
There it is, but you would have to like we have to go down how do you pass a bill, right? So you have to get in each state, you got to pass the bill and see how many votes you could get.
Do you remember conjunction junction?
Yes,
What's
100%. I've shown Madeline.
Pass a bill? Oh,
yes.
yeah.
So you got to pass the bill. So that's how you'd have to go ahead and do it. And my gut would tell me that it would die because there's enough money in the sports gambling and gambling space that you'd buy off enough politicians that it would die. It would never get to a vote.
I can't believe you just brought that up because that just came up in my Twitter feed. The actual original artist. Did you ever see what those guys look like?
No.
The conjunction junction guys?
Hippies, I'm assuming.
Boy, oh boy, you nailed that one.
Okay. Yes.
They were.
Yeah.
They were. I was like, wait a second. These are the guys? Because I only knew the cartoons.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
they were. That's a good explanation for now. It came up on my Twitter feed, and I was going to tweet it, and I'm like, sometimes I tweet stuff that nobody knows what I'm talking about because I'm too old. But I'm like, conjunction junction, what's your function? And how to pass a bill in a song form with a cartoon with the White House in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Guys, Google it if you haven't seen it.
It's really worth it because you'll die laughing. It's also educational, too. Actually, you might learn something, too, about how we run our country. It's pretty good. All right. Celtics are laying 7.5 tonight against Philadelphia. But our friend Sean Grande put out a scary tweet for Celtics fans.
What'd he say?
Boston has lost 4 consecutive third home games in a series.
What in the hell does that mean?
The last 4 times in the postseason, Boston has
Okay.
played their 3rd home game
In a series.
in a series. They have lost
Outright.
outright.
Uh-oh.
Milwaukee
Uh-oh.
last
Don't let
year.
the Sixers win this one, baby.
Like Boston can't win game 6 in Philly?
Nope.
Please. Yes, they can.
What?
Yes, they can.
When
Eastern
is
Conference
game
Finals to
6?
Miami.
I'm flying to Philly. When
Now,
is
the
game
one thing is this. Before losing 4 straight, Boston had gone 15-4 in the 3rd home games.
That's a good
So
stat.
they're on a 4-game
These
losing
stats are
streak.
all shit.
They're on a 4-game losing streak, but before that, so technically, if you incorporate these last 4, it's a 15-8 run for Boston in game 3s. But they have lost 4 consecutive, including game 3 to Atlanta at home, which was game 5 of the series. They lost outright. Closeout game, but they lost outright.
Does that matter tonight?
It could. I mean, just one of those
That
things.
matters.
I'm just saying, it could.
It's a
I
good
mean,
stat for talking point, but none
right.
of that matters. I ain't making you bet while the line's moving right now.
No.
I think the people like it that watching the show. That it's up to 7.5 in places right now.
Should be 7.5.
What's
That's
the
what it is.
coincidence that they're moving the line while we're doing the show? I mean, is that sheer
High.
coincidence?
Yes, it's high. It's high.
I think they're
Coincidence.
watching the show. Guys, if
They
you're
might be.
watching the
Some
show,
might
hit the
be.
like button, please. God.
Does Boston cover tonight? I think Philly punts to game 7.
Punts?
I think Boston wins going away tonight.
What do you mean till game 7?
They'll
It's
win game
game
6.
5.
Yeah, they'll lose tonight, win game 6, and have it all go to game 7.
Oh, you just said the Boston was going to win game 6 in Philly.
No, I said they could. If Boston loses tonight, they're winning game 6. This thing's going to go 7. This is a 7-game series.
Oh, okay. Celtics ain't losing tonight. Money
Fair.
line parlay them and the Nuggets.
Yeah, I've already bet it. So yeah, okay. Fair. I like that better than laying 7.5. Getting over 7 worries me.
We've talked about this for years. It's that,
You have, yeah.
but it's not regular season, so that kind of goes out the window. They stop.
It doesn't in this series though. This series has been 2 of the 3 games have been pretty
Close.
tight. So
Right.
it's 7.5 scares me.
Leaning dog before the game. Leaning dog.
Yeah.
Dog. How about the total? 212.
Over.
You like over?
Unless it's a blowout, then it's
Oh.
under.
Pardon me. Hit refresh. 213.5.
Blowout, it's an under. But if it's not, it's over.
Okay.
Yeah, I have 2 bets on this game that we'll get to during.
Oh,
Okay.
excellent. Okay.
Denver's up to -6. I said
Nuggets.
7.
Nuggets.
Will it get to 7? I bet the opening number. I rarely do that, but I knew the Jokic thing was. I knew he was not getting suspended, so I bet 4.5.
What the hell's going on in this house right now? We knew he wasn't getting suspended. That's
Right.
neither here
25K
nor
fine. I nailed that. So I said, give him a 25K fine and move on. That's what they gave him. 25K fine. Move on.
there. 6 current, 6.5 in a lot of places right now. Wow.
Told
Steam,
you.
Steam,
I
steam,
told
steam,
you.
steam.
You said I was
Woo!
crazy.
Woo!
I
It ain't getting
told
to
you.
7. It
I
ain't getting
know.
to 7.
No, it's at
they're
6.5
gonna-
right
they're gonna
now.
buy
And the
back-
game's
yeah, they're gonna
the game's
buy
at 8
back at
hours.
7.
At
They're
7,
buying
right?
back
but
at 7. It
It's
ain't
gonna
buying-
get to 7 though. Like I said, you told me I was nuts.
Well, it hasn't yet, but
It's
that's
gonna
the
get
peak.
there. It'll get there at 7. That's what I said. It'll get to 7. It'll go from 4.5 to 7 and stop at 7. That'll be the high point we'll go. And you said I was crazy.
Can't believe it. That's high.
It's the play. It's Denver's gonna kill him tonight.
Whoa, 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 whoa. But Boston's not going to kill Philly?
Much difference. I think those are 2 very different series in my mind. Denver was the best home team all year. Suns just had 2 nuclear games from Booker and Durant back to back. They're going to cool off tonight. Denver's going to play. Yes, Denver's going to play defense tonight.
Why?
Because they've heard for the last 48 hours they can't play defense. Michael Malone's been going to be screaming at him.
I don't know, KD and everything. I mean, if push comes to shove, I think I'm taking dog in this one.
Wow.
Points.
I laid 4.5 opening number.
Nuggets cover or Nuggets win money line. Suns cover the spread.
That just hasn't happened much in these playoffs. It's happened like 4 times.
I know.
Just
I
doesn't
know.
happen. It's
Doesn't
just
happen.
favored covers, dog outright.
Okay.
I don't think the Suns win tonight, so I think the Nuggets win and cover.
Nuggets win and cover. I think Nuggets win, Suns cover.
Okay. How about the total?
Total?
227.5
Perfect number.
over.
I like the first game under. This one here, I think I'm leaning over as well. I don't feel strong about this. Again, I get when they hit me with a number like that, like sometimes you just know. I
Right.
don't know. First thing I see when I see that 227.5, I don't fucking know. Put that on the list. 1207.
Time for the Thrive and Prosper prop bet of the day. 2 and 2 we hit last night, presented by Thrive Fantasy. With Thrive, you can eliminate the countless hours of research and focus only on the top tier athletes that have the biggest impact on the game. Thrive offers user versus user prop tournaments for all major sports. Thrive has top multipliers in their prop lobby where you can build an entry and win up to 20 times your money. Use the promo code BVB when you sign up today, and you will receive a 100% instant first deposit match up to $250. Download the Thrive Fantasy app at the Apple Store or the Play Store, BVB, or go to our Discord channel, bvbshow.com. Hit the sponsor tab, and there is a direct link that will populate all the fun stuff, and you can go right in there and deposit up to $250 to get that instant deposit match. BVB.
Right there.
Devin Booker under. I wrote that wrong. It's points in. It's assists and rebounds.
Oh,
It's not points. It's
I was
assists
going to
and
say
rebounds.
we unloaded on this over.
No. It's assists and
Okay.
rebounds. Sorry, I wrote that
All
wrong.
right.
That's my fault. Assists and rebounds
Damn it.
under 13.5. Devin
I was
Booker.
going to say that, but we got distracted right before the show. I
Yes.
saw that in the rundown, and I was like, yeah, we're betting this over.
The
Let's
world.
tell the brigade to bet it over, do all the deposits. So take all the money, and then maybe let the Thrive guys know
Yes.
you got this wrong.
Yes.
But,
Sorry.
okay.
So
See,
this
that
is
would've
what
been a move. That
I don't know if
would've
I don't know if you guys can see on my Thrive app, but this is what the house props look like. You would need to combine this with other things to go ahead and see if you can hit on this, but you parlay it out. So you can get Devin Booker under 13.5. It says more or less on your screen. You would hit less, and then you go find other things to team up with this for Thrive Fantasy. But how do you feel about Devin Booker going under 13.5 points in assists tonight?
How many did he have last game? He had
So
all the points.
It's an
This
interesting
is assists and rebounds.
Yes. So it went over in the last game, but it
What
went
do you have,
under
14 or 15? It was
No, he
close,
had
right?
18.
Oh, it went way over. I mean,
Yeah.
by 3 or more is probably way over.
Yeah, it flew.
Number's so good it falls right around 3, I think. Okay. So would it go under when it went under? 11.
By a ways. Yeah, 10. So it was
Let me get my coin here.
it was 13 and a half. It was
another
13 and a half in the last game. He got 18.
Yeah.
It was 12 and a half the game before that. It was 15. It was 11 and a half the last time they played in game 2, and it went under 11 and a half to 11.
So it went back up to 13 and a half?
So it's climbed from 11 and a half
Wow.
to 12 and a half,
Okay.
13 and a half, and it stayed at 13 and a half for tonight after it blew over 18. I think Booker struggles tonight. I think it is an under game for the Suns, and I think Booker is a scorer tonight, not a distributor or rebounder.
I'm thinking over.
Okay.
Talking this out.
I'm
That
going
bounce
under.
back thing for me, the game in Denver,
Bounce
I
back.
think over.
It flew over last game
in Phoenix,
in Phoenix. Yeah.
but it was under before that.
The last time they played
You
in
said
Denver,
it went way under last game.
No, sorry, went way over last game.
You said it was 11 or 10.
In Denver, in the last game in Denver. So it went like this.
Okay.
In Denver, it
All
went
right.
under, not way under. I was wrong
Okay.
about that. It went under. It was 11 and a half.
All right.
It was went to 11. So in game 4, it was 13 and a half. He got 18. In game
The
3,
prop was 13 and a half. The result was 18.
correct.
Okay.
The prop was 12 and a half in game 3.
Okay.
He got 15.
Okay.
The last time in Denver in game 2, the prop was 11.5. He got 11.
Okay.
So I'm going under tonight.
Okay. Yeah. Over.
Under 13.5. BVB at Thrive Fantasy for up to a $250 instant deposit match. Devils laying 150 tonight. Favorites at home to tie this series up.
Oh.
Do they do it against the Hurricanes? Got worked in game 1, got worked in game 2, and then throttled Carolina in game 3.
I'm trying to figure out
8-4 final in game 3.
which hat do I put on right now while we do this part of the segment?
Do you have a jersey hat?
I don't have it. I don't have one. I don't have no jersey stuff. I have the hat. I have the jersey, the actual uniform.
Right.
I got no hats. I'll put the BV book back.
Who
on.
do you like tonight?
So I went on Wager Talk, and Prez was adamant that Carolina's going to win this game because they're a more veteran team, and they got the better goaltending and all this other stuff. And I was like, wait a second, did you watch the last game? Like
2-2.
New Jersey took it to them.
This is going to be a 2-2 series.
Game flew over. I said, he gave me a 30-second cue. I said, Devils, and over. Every game in the series has gone over. Expect more of the same. Devils are going to win.
Even money, baby. They got even money.
Well, no, the Devils are now minus 150.
No, what? Over 5.5. Even money.
Yeah.
I got even money on that. I was like, what? Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
You really don't want to go to 6, huh? Like, all right, that's fine.
So, I mean, it's up to 160 in a lot of places, 155 in most. The guys offshore, not where our friend is. Somewhere else just moved it right now to 157 from 155. So they're watching the show down there too. Hi, guys. Thank you for watching the show. Told you. You guys are more than welcome to sponsor the show anytime. Just reach out. You Devils.
Agreed. Dallas, road favorite at Seattle.
Come on, bro.
7-2 loss in game 3.
This one has me mad.
Right back at it. Dallas again is favored? Really?
Odds makers are stubborn, Perrault.
Guess so.
They don't listen. They know everything.
I mean, backs against the wall, tied up at 2-2.
What do you think of this?
I'm going to say this. I'm not a jersey guy. That's what you are. But that Kraken black home jersey is sweet. It is. It looks awesome. I am a monster fan of what that S looks like with a black background. It looks awesome.
That's why I bought this hat.
The red eye.
Sweet.
It's so good. That is such a good
I was going to adopt this as the family crest. Sharapan S.
That's a hell of a...
That's initially why I bought it. I was like, the Kraken. Now I'm in love with the whole thing.
Yeah. It's an awesome logo. It really is. They hit it out of the park with that thing.
That's good. I like him tonight. I mean, the game's steaming up because Dallas has to have it. All that's well and good.
Mm-hmm.
Watching a series? I mean, anybody watching the series? Like, Kraken, this is even. This is close. And if Ottinger's not Ottinger, they ain't winning.
I mean, I get it. Otto's saying it's a bounce back spot, but okay, it's a bounce back spot, but it could be a 4-2 loss, 3-2 open net.
Otto, Ottinger, Brommelkamp coming in late. Got to call Brommelkamp after the show. Remind me, don't let me forget. Brommelkamp, text me as soon as the show's over.
Sonic's, I'm also a big fan of blue S's on a black backdrop. That's Sonic's logo.
Nice. That's right.
Nice job, Sonic.
Attaboy, Sonic. I'm coming down to Phoenix. I got to meet that guy in person too.
That's good. I like that a lot.
Yes.
I like Seattle tonight too. I think over and Seattle. Going right back into it.
What dominates your attention tonight? This or Phoenix and Denver going at the same time?
Oh, this game.
Hockey, baby.
Celtics into this game.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I watch the Celtics game. I won't watch much of the Devils Carolina, but then I'll go into Celtics and then this game. I won't watch it. I'll watch Denver a little bit. I'll keep track of the score, but I'm not going to be glued to Denver tonight. I love this series. This series is fun. I like Dallas a lot, but I've got good tickets on the Kraken. So let's see what the Kraken do.
BVB Kraken rooting for the Kraken.
Yeah, Kraken will be fun. One quick story before we get to baseball.
Yes.
Dana White is from my home state.
Oh,
he is from Boston. Yesterday,
Hold on.
the Massachusetts Gaming Control Commission, the MJC, declined to legalize gambling on the slap league in Massachusetts.
Yes, they damn well did.
He said, yeah, sorry, we're not going to sanction it. You can't bet on the slap league here in Massachusetts. One regulator was really anti. She voted because she was uncomfortable with it. She said it was disturbing. The slap events were disturbing and appalling. So she wouldn't vote to legalize gambling on it.
Smart.
Is it smart? Do we really want that? I mean, a part of me says, I don't know if I really want them to say yes or no on on a sporting event, whether they find it disturbing or not. Should you be
Who are you going to leave it up to then? The books?
No, it should be somebody like, is it a on the up and up sporting event? And if it is, I don't care what you find disturbing or not, you should legalize gambling on it. Not your money. You're just saying whether or not the books have to decide whether they want to put it up. It's their job to determine whether they want to book it.
The books aren't smart enough to make the right decisions to do that.
I mean, mini golf, skateboarding, and rallycross, I'm all fine. I'll give you that.
Rallycross would be fun to bet on, no?
I don't know. I never bet on it. Is it fun to
Do you
bet
remember
on?
that game wasn't it called Rallycross on
No,
Nintendo?
a psych bike.
That was another one.
Excite Bike is the game you're thinking of.
Can you believe how much fun that was? Like,
I play it now. What do you mean how much fun? It's on my Xbox now. I still play it.
Would you bet on it?
On Excite Bike? No, I would not bet on it playing Excite Bike. No. I think betting on esports,
like
any
you
esport,
bet on it, that I would beat you.
That's fine. That's a friendly arena. It's time to throw a book, though.
That's coming next.
I hate it. I really do. I mean, that's fine. I love that. I like the idea of like, I'm going to put up $20 and I'm going to play Call of Duty against somebody.
Oh,
I love that. I love that type of stuff. I think is
well, we got to be in the same place.
Why?
I got to be sitting next to you.
No, it's the wire rack.
Oh,
if you get rid of the wire rack,
all that.
But you could do it. I mean, I think that is peer-to-peer betting on random things and having a sports platform to go and I put my $20 in, you put your $20 in, the app takes $1 cut and we go ahead and play for $19.50. I'm in. I'm 100%. I think that's such a fun thing to have happen.
Yeah, but what if I get a faster feed than you?
Well, no, we're playing the game. We're playing.
Well, I know, but what if I'm playing the game differently? We're not in the same place on the same thing. I mean, like it looks that way, but I mean,
I don't know.
Smart kids
Xbox,
and guys that can.
I'm not sure how the Xbox works, but
right.
But I mean, it's the same. I mean, I'm watching a game. You're watching a game. You have a hack or code or something. I don't know. It's up to the game to determine whether that's happening or not, and then up to the player if they want to bet it or not. So, I mean, we got laws for this
play
already.
In person together at the same place, I'd do it. But like they figured out how to do the poker stuff where certain people could see everybody's cards.
Right.
Looked legit, and it was going through all the same server and all the other stuff. It wasn't legit. I ain't doing that stuff, let alone booking it. Slap league is silly. I would not, if I had a book, I would not bet it. And if Dana wants to come at me, Dana, we can say hello and have a discussion about it. I know what you're doing. He's pushing it.
Yep. I just don't. I personally, because the UFC was called appalling, and the UFC was called disturbing for a long time. So,
Perrault, there's no defense for the slap league. As far as you don't play defense. If you go in the UFC thing and it's, brutal and it's this and that, you can defend yourself. You sit there and take somebody's hardest shot to the face. I mean, you sign up for that, but I don't want to bet on that.
I'm with you. I wouldn't bet on it. I wouldn't do it. I don't watch it. I don't find it interesting. I'm just saying I wonder about a commission member voting no on legalization to take bets on something that they find disturbing, because now you're not talking about whether a bet should be taken on it. You're saying whether or not you like the activity. Just not a huge fan of that. Because I'm old enough to remember when the UFC was called disturbing and appalling. And now it's monster. Dana has the same idea. He thinks that the same thing's going to happen for the slap league. I disagree. There's no defense. There's no intrigue.
It'll happen whether there's gambling on it or not, though, right?
I think on this stuff, you need gambling to really make it go, I think. Combat sports are designed for betting.
They are, but it's
that's why they're big. Combat sports are big because of gambling.
UFC got big because of UFC.
Nope.
Not because of gambling.
Disagree.
The gambling is catching up to it. The more and more people that gamble on it, now it's exponentially, that's the parlay, because more people are gambling on it. If you took away the gambling on it, would it go away?
No.
There you go.
Fair, but gambling helps. Boxing, the oldest thing as human beings, what started sports was I can punch you, you can punch me, I'm going to beat you up. Bam, bam. This is what we did. So now we're just changing the rules. Now I can kick you. Now I can elbow you. Now I can knee you. I can submit you. I can do different things to you, arm bars and knee bars and whatever, different tactical principles, martial art principles in play. And so, but there's no defense in the slap league. That's the problem with it. It's why it won't. It's why it won't take off, because there's no intrigue to it. MMA is so fascinating because of what type of specialist are you? You know, Crone Gracie fought opening fight of the pay-per-view on Saturday night, and Crone Gracie is one of the greatest. He has the greatest last name in jiu-jitsu history. He comes from a lineage of incredible black belts. He couldn't stand and punch. Everything he was trying to do was to go down, and he got beat by a Canadian Charles Dodin, who can hit, run, punch, move, dodge, and scramble and get out of any submission moves that Crone Gracie had. So there was defense there for a specialist versus a mixed martial artist who's a striker. So that's what people love to see. So they want to watch. I mean, that's why if we ever see Aljamain Sterling fight against Sean O'Malley, Sean's a striker. He's a long kicking guy, long punching guy.
Right.
Aljamain calls himself the human backpack. He gets on your neck, gets on your back, gets on your neck, chokes you out. They fight. Two different strengths, two different principles. Slap league's got none of that. There's no intrigue. It's big boys who just get smacked.
Standing there like this, you got to put your hands down and take somebody's best shot.
And
I told you before, we talked about it. I said, I'll go first. I get to whack the crap out of you, and then I go, you know what? I'm good. I forfeit. See ya. I'm good.
I'm good. I'm out. Thanks. That was fun. We're doing something else. Okay. Let's talk baseball. Our guy SoCal DGen, our resident amazing statistician, which we
doing great work. Thanks for all them texts, SoCal. I'm glad you're feeling better, and I'm glad you're still getting active and diving into baseball season. That's awesome.
Keep the mind active. It's phenomenal.
Right.
Shane Bieber Day. Here is the trend for the Guardians with Shane Bieber, according to our friend SoCal DGen. Guardians today are against the Tigers. The Guardians are 14-0 on the money line and 14-0 on the run line when Bieber starts against a divisional opponent whose starter has a season ERA of 4 or greater, and the Guardians lost their previous game.
For the love of God, I forgot what you said at the beginning. That was too long.
No, it's great. Think about it.
Say it again.
14-0 money line, 14-0 run line.
Okay. The Indians or the Guardians are when Bieber pitches.
Yes.
Okay.
So
when they're 14-0, both run line and money line, if what?
They play a divisional opponent,
which is today.
Tigers.
Tigers, yes.
Opposing pitcher has an ERA of 4 or greater.
Which, by the way, Lorenzen does, yes.
And they lost their previous game, which the Guardians did.
Okay, so it's a play on the Guardians.
14-0 on the Guardians.
Run line, too.
Run line, too.
Okay.
Second trend of the day.
Yes.
Alex Manoah Day.
All right.
The under involving Alex Manoah and the Blue Jays is 19-5. That's a 79% clip.
Here we go.
Manoah starts on the road when he's coming off of a start where he threw over 100 pitches. The under is 6-0 in the next game.
How many pitches he throw?
103 his last start.
Game's going under.
Under for the Blue Jays against the Phillies.
9. We got a gift with a 9. I love betting under 9.
Manoah on the road, last 24 starts, 19-5 to the under when he threw over 100 pitches the previous game.
Right.
A couple of baseball trends. Trends are your friends until they're not, or people steal lines.
Toronto, Philly. Philly's a minus 140 favorite against Toronto.
Uh-huh.
9's a total.
Right.
Under.
Under. And then finally, Ohtani Day against Houston, only minus 140.
Want to go?
No. I'm not driving to Anaheim. I'm not driving to Anaheim from here to go see Ohtani tonight and driving back.
In
No.
person. It'd be 3 hours. The way you drive, we'll be there in 3 hours.
No.
Right after the show.
I'm good.
All right. I want to see him pitch in person.
So
I
do
still
I.
have not done that, but
So
we're
do
not
I,
doing it
but-
tonight.
I'll do it.
Price is short, no?
That's what I said. It seems odd, right?
Boy, people just bet him every time, though. Like,
It's
you want
not
to be the
bad.
guy to bet against him tonight?
It's not a bad idea to bet on him every time. I'd bet on him too.
I don't know. I do the baseball work in the afternoon after I get off the show. So I mean, we get the Astros at plus 123 or 125 pregame. I'm good with that. Right? I don't know. You like a
Tawny.
side?
No. I would take it. It's either favorite or pass for me.
Under again.
Yeah.
8.
mean, It's a Tawny.
Oh, we got
So
lay 120.
betting unders in baseball right now. Betting baseball unders right now is a really tough deal. There's so
Not
much
fun. It's painful.
It's like under in hockey. It's just like these sports have figured it out that fans want offense and just give them what they want.
Give the people what they want.
They want scoring. They want home runs. They want offense. There were
even in the playoffs.
Yeah, 8-4 in a playoff game. Devils Hurricanes.
That was one thing. It went
6-1, 5-1. Every game's gone over. Every game in the series has gone over. So, bet it or book it time. If Dave
we're rolling,
likes it.
baby. We're rolling. We're gonna get the whole show in.
If Dave likes, he bets. If he doesn't, he books. Boston team total over 56.5. First half team total.
Can't believe I got the space for this one to get in the show.
Boston's the number one team. First half scoring. Boston scored 57 points in the last home game. Number was 57.5. Okay, it went down to 56.5. Don't know why.
I think this is a bet it.
It is.
Although I like the game under.
I like this over. And then Boston team total. Same bet, different for the game. Over 110.5 for the game.
Under.
No, over.
No, under. I
Okay.
said I'll book it.
The game could go under, but this can still hit.
Oh.
You
Oh,
can
you're
blow out.
calling the blowout.
You blow them out 110.95 or 111.95, and this hits.
Right.
It's a blowout. Game goes under. Boston wins. Boston covers. Boston gets over the team total. Celtics have gone over this
could be
number in
right.
all 4 games.
Both losses, they went over this number?
Yes. 115, 114, 121, 115. 4 games so far in this playoffs.
What are my bookmaking friends doing with not moving the number up then?
Don't know.
Should be 113.5. It'll give you something to think about. I'll say
110.
under, but this is you're probably on the right side of that.
Okay.
Why would I move the number?
Oh, Denver minus 4.5 against Phoenix. I bet the open number. I never bet it, but I bet the open number.
Yeah, you were adamant about that. I like when you do that.
Well, Jokic wasn't. I just took it because it's the best number I knew was going to run, and Jokic was not going to get suspended. Like, it was not happening.
Right. What do you think of this Denver Nuggets hat?
It's nice.
Nice, right?
it's different. It's a
DN, it has
yeah.
the-
It's
it has
I
the-
don't think I would really say Denver is DN, but I like the mountain. It's cool.
like the mountain. It got the baby blue underneath.
I guess the
building.
Nuggets, Denver Nuggets.
Yeah,
So that's the end. Okay, I like it. Yeah.
You just thought about that for a
I
second?
had to think of why the end because I think Denver. I always think DEN. So, but now Nuggets. Okay, now I get it.
Denver Nuggets.
Yeah. Okay.
How many tabs you got open right now?
2, 4,
That's it?
4. Yeah,
Oh,
2
we're
and 4.
getting to the close of the end of the show, and Farrah's
Correct.
doing an unbelievable job producing today, so thank you.
Yes.
I like Denver money line.
Okay. What do they win by?
4.5
3?
number is the best number on planet Earth.
Mhm.
So I'll say at this number, bet it. But looking at the number now, 6.5, 7, no.
No, I agree. 7, no.
It's coming down to the end.
Yeah.
I think we
Like
got-
last night with the Knicks game, right? Because the Knicks were, I laid 4.5 with the Knicks, and it was 7, 8, 7, 8, and I'm like, man, if somebody hits a 3 at the buzzer, I'm going to be pissed. They win by 4, I'm going to be mad, and they won, and they covered the one by 8.
all
So
the 6.5s are gone, by the way.
is it 7?
No, 6.
Wow.
6.
Good call by you. Okay, never got to 7.
There's one place left if you're available to shop around. That's a 6.5.
Okay,
That would be at Christopher's place down at the South Point. Chris
Ah.
is back in Jersey right now with a lot of those people, which would be my best thing about today. But go ahead.
Wow. Over 5.5, even money, Carolina, Jersey.
Just looked out in the chat, and Raymaker Lou said DN means D's nuts. Got me.
Stay
Got
on,
me, Lou.
stay on point, please. Okay.
All right, we're almost done.
Yes, we're almost done.
He
5.5.
got me though with the D's nuts.
Over 5.5. Children, we're all children.
But come on, gotta have fun. That's why people like the
Yes.
show.
True. Right.
Bet it.
Okay.
We're
And
betting
finally-
this until it stops.
Agreed. Same thing with Seattle and Dallas. 7 games so far this year, 7 overs.
We're betting until it stops.
I don't get this. Why is this 5.5? Why isn't this 6? I don't understand. I don't understand.
Because the guys that put the numbers up are very stubborn.
I don't.
They just won't do it because
Regular-
God forbid they're wrong.
But it's one game and you would just adjust. You go to 6 and take the money on the under, and then then you
No, 'cause
lose.
Then you lose.
Okay, you lose one game. You've
You'd
won every
rather-
other
you-
game.
Listen, the thinking in the book, in the room, a lot of times is put up the same number. We'll get it right one time. Then keep betting it.
Here are the total goals scored in every game so far between Seattle and Dallas.
7 times they've played this season.
7, 7, 9, 9, 6, 9.
That's every game. 7 numbers that you said just now were all over the number of 5.5.
Yes.
6 is the number for the book.
Right? I mean,
6
okay.
is the minimum number for.
And I'm only paying 115 juice. I'm not even paying
No, you're
heavy
not
juice.
now, sir. It's 20, 25 in places.
All right. Well, even that's not hard. That's not a lot. I'll still lay minus 125 on it.
Hard. Now, some days you're like, I'm not laying 117.
130. No,
Now you're
no,
laying
130 is my number. 135
130
is
is
my
your stop. 130 is
Yes.
your stop sign. You don't like, you get angry when you
Yes.
lay 130.
Yes. I don't like laying 130.
I know. It's good.
But 125, I'd still lay it.
That's fine.
At this right now with what's going on with this trend and these numbers. I mean, I don't think Seattle can play an under game against Dallas. They don't play the style you need to play unders against Dallas. They're up tempo. They run back and forth, skate back and forth, fast.
Right?
And they give up odd man rushes and they get odd man rushes.
Love it. Love it. Over.
Agreed. Favorite thing about today is what?
A lot of things. One, the show, but two, there's a show, SBC America, big gaming convention going on back east in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Got asked by some friends of ours in the business if I was going back, and no, the answer is no right now, unless somebody wants to pay my plane ticket tonight, and I'll fly there tomorrow and walk around the floor with you, which we did here at G2E.
We did.
With some people. And it's the East Coast version of that, the same but different. Anyhow, if you're there and you're going or you're doing content, just let us know. you can come on the show. Give us a live, in-person, on the boots on the ground report if you'd like. You can come on the show. Would love to have you. I just wanted to point that out in case anybody's on any panels or anything like that. That's, got some big things to say or speaking about some different things. I'd love to be there to fact check you or just hang out and say hello and have a drink, maybe a meal, maybe stop at the come and go. Either way, enjoy the gaming conference. We'll be out in Vegas where we are every day.
My favorite thing about today, I don't know if call it my favorite thing about today, but I think it's something to at least talk about for those of us who are over the age of, 40. MTV, after 36 years, has officially shut down. MTV is officially done.
No way.
Is officially no more. It has signed off the air.
Oh.
It is gone. After 36 years, MTV News and the programming defined on MTV is no more. MTV was shuttered as part of a layoff involving Paramount Global. But MTV News is now no more. Technically, MTV is staying on, but MTV News, for those of us who remember the Moon Man and the beep, 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 and the Kurt Loder of the world and the Tabitha,
All of it.
right? All of them. You would come home and you would see Tabitha Soren or you see Kurt Loder, and like Kurt Loder had that big, deep voice and like is very much the delivery. He had kind of this flock of seagulls hair, and MTV News was a place where so many of us growing up got our music information. Like that's where, like you knew that at top of the hour where you'd watch the news, but MTV would come on, tell you about concerts or new albums or videos that were dropping or events that were happening. It is now dead. No more MTV News. MTV has now become not music television. MTV is continuing on, but they're doing nothing to do with music. The last piece of music for MTV really was MTV News. And now MTV News of 36 years is gone, is done and gone. And it's just one of those things where you're like, man, I'm 46. World's changed dramatically. It's still changing.
I'm 52, man. Yo, MTV Raps was like a big deal. I got a lot of stuff from there. And like,
what are you talking about? To bring it all back to the mosh pit days, that's where 120 Minutes and Headbangers Ball. Those were the shows I got almost all my metal from those. I remember the first time I saw Tool. I came home. I was not sober. Put on MTV, and I watched Tool's first debut when it said, I remember watching Headbangers Ball. I remember Matt, what's Matt? The bald dude. What was Matt's last name? Dang. The bald head guy who hosted Headbangers Ball said, new band, here's Tool. And I'm in the video, like flipped me out. Like I did not know what I was watching. I was legitimately scared. I was like, if I was sober, I think I probably might have thought it was cool. But in that state of mind, it was not a good thing to be watching. I remember the rest of my life thinking that Tool was some crazy band because the clay figures were so creepy. And I never seen a clay video like that. It was, groundbreaking at the time when it came out. So yeah, I mean, that's now, I mean,
it was on all the time, Perrault. Like in college, we would just put it on for the music. It would be on while we were studying. It would be on in the background. You'd have to watch the show. Did you see that? Did you see this?
Well, the videos got as much attention
more than the songs.
Yeah. Remember when Madonna came out with that really risque French video?
Yeah.
I remember it was banned in like 15 countries.
Yeah.
They didn't allow people. You couldn't see it. It would only help the sales of the album or people to watch it. The more your parents got pissed off at the music and the videos, the happier the kids were to watch it. The more angry more happy they were. The more angry,
it was,
the more mad.
A big part of everything that was going on. There wasn't a place to get a lot of the stuff. Like we talked about it so many times. Monday Night Football was the only place that you would see highlights.
Right.
Like every week you got to stay up first half, watch the highlights with Howard Cosell, and then go to bed. And it was the only time you could see the Rams uniforms, or that was the only time you could see them creamsicle Buccaneers uniforms because there wasn't those shows. Teams weren't good. So they showed them all. They showed everything. Every genre.
I mean, you would go
was on
I mean,
MTV.
I don't know about you. I would go back and forth between 11 o'clock Sports Center into MTV. Like you'd watch those guys for an hour. And if you're still up at midnight, you go over to Headbangers Ball or 120 minutes, you go and watch MTV. Like that's what my nights were like, or watching Dan Patrick and Stuart Scott do ESPN. And then you flip over to music. That was like that dichotomy was my childhood of like dying with sports and then finding music and going back and forth all the time. And those two channels became the channels. Like you could have taken away every other channel on the entire cable box and left MTV and ESPN, and I would have been good.
Oh man. JC from KC just said playing music videos on MTV at 6 a.m, getting ready for school was what he remembers most.
Right? It was always awesome. You'd want to,
Great memory right there. JC.
TRL
Good
for
job.
me, Carson Daly coming home after school and watching TRL was a gigantic deal. It was Total Request Live. It was live TV and live musical performances.
It's kind of like what we're doing right here on Sports Center now. When you guys put something in the chat and we start talking about it like we did today with the Headbangers Ball, this whole thing, what an ironic thing that we started talking about music at the beginning of the show and then finishing the show right now.
Almost like I planned it, but it's fun. Sports Grid, thank you. You guys on YouTube and Twitter are all under one roof today. No bonus time. We will be back tomorrow for another episode. Farra, good job. Dave, Matt, back on a Wednesday for BVB.